At Augusta, memories of Augusta. What's some of your favourite memories of playing in the tournament and the feelings of the tournament? Tell us a bit about your Augusta experiences.
It's not bad. It's just one of those places you go out there and it's the only major that's in the same place every year. And just I remember playing. I mean, my best finish was third, I think. I had some good opportunities to really do well there. I did a few times did really well, but just when you're out there, you're just in the moment. You hit a bad shot. Okay, it's not like you want to win, you want to play great, but it's just hard to get mad. And if you take turf out of the grass or something there, those stiffs are going to look at you. And the funny thing is, me and Fuzzy Zeller actually started the skip on 16. We were playing a practice round. We used to always go real early, 7:30, right when the gates open. We wanted to get out there early. 90% of the time, we were pretty much hungover on those Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. There's a pin on 16 that's always front right on that par 3, and it's usually anywhere from a wedge, sand wedge, 9-iron, 8-iron. But I kept hitting it, and I got one that landed about this far from the hole, and it spun and kept going in the water. So after about 4 balls that have spun and gone in the water, I said, Fuzz, I think I'm just going to drop one right here in front, because I'm pretty sure that's where I'm going to be hitting my third shot from on this hole. So I took a 4-iron out and I skipped it. A big chunk of grass went into the pond, and it skipped and got on the hole, and all the people went nuts. And Fuzzy goes, I think I'll try that. But anyway, to make a long story short, there was probably 7,000 divots in that pond before the day was over. And I don't know if you guys have been here all week to see that, but the guys do it now.
Yeah, they do, absolutely. I mean, they scream out for them to do it, and they're calling them to skip it.
Yeah, I don't think it would have happened if I wasn't playing with the past champion that time.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you first did it, was there a part of you thinking, this is my invite, revoked forevermore?
Well, when Fuzzy did it, then I knew I was okay.
Yeah. Excellent. And then the course, I mean, we all walk around the course and we're amazed. I mean, it's such a stunning place to be. As a player, is it equally as enjoyable to play as for us to see when we're walking? Is it one of your favourite venues?
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, the only thing that really, I wish they would, I wish they just never had any rough. I wish they never would put any rough in there, because the mystique about Augusta was, with no rough, it just, it made the fairways look actually a little tighter, because if, back when I played, 02 is, I think 01 or 02 is when they started cutting all the grass towards the tee boxes instead of, towards the greens where the ball would roll a long way. So a hole like 10, if you miss it right, now the rough kind of keeps it in. But it would go right through there and just and go right through the pines, and then next thing you know, unless you're Bubba Watson, you could hook a wedge 40 yards. But that's the only thing that I played it like 5 or 6 times with the so-called rough.
Because it's not kind of rough as we know rough, is
no,
it?
It's
when you
not.
walk around, it's kind of like a fairway on a Wednesday. Our local course is almost, isn't it?
But it just to me, that's the only thing that I wish they would have just left it all fairway, because it was just there's a mystique about that, But it's just a beautiful place to play. I mean, it's always Augusta.
Yeah.
It never changes, like we changed the Opens and the US Opens and the PGAs. But,
And how relaxed did you feel playing in that tournament? Because obviously there are strict rules, it's quite a controlled area. As a player, you felt like you could get the job done and you're relaxed, or did you always feel like someone's always watching a bit? Or how did that feel?
Well, I'm a redneck from Arkansas. I'm a country boy. You walk in, I don't really wear hats that much, but if you walk in with a hat on, the first thing you do is take your hat off.
Yeah.
So I'm like, whatever, man. So what I did is I very seldom stayed in the clubhouse much. I love playing it, don't get me wrong, but it's just, to me, I felt like I belonged on the golf course, but I didn't feel like I belonged in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
And that's just the way the Masters people are. No disrespect to them, but they have their rules.
Yeah.
And I couldn't wait to get out of the clubhouse.
Yeah.
I didn't like being in there, except for the cornbread. The cornbread's so good.
Good as
They make these little hot chocolate little desserts. that you just touch it and chocolate oozes out of them.
Yeah,
I ate a few of those too. Other than that, just get me on the golf course. I'll be
comfortable on the course. Excellent, good stuff. So, can you tell us about your PGA win? Because there's stories around you. Obviously, you were 9th in tournament. I think. Tell us a bit about your PGA victory.
Yeah, it was that Monday of the week. I was 9th alternate, and it went to 7 on Tuesday, and then it went to like 4 on Wednesday, and I had to do a charity event right after the PGA if I got in or whatever. So I was going to go up there anyway, and so I just started driving Wednesday from Memphis to Indianapolis is about 7, 8, 9 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
And when I got there, it was around 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. There's a message on the phone saying you have Nick Price's tee time.
Right. Thank you, Nick Price.
74th PGA champion. Yeah.
Why did he pull out? Do you know why he pulled out?
Him and Sue had a baby.
Oh, fantastic.
They were having a baby, and he had called me and said, if you get in, you might have squeak caddies for you. I said, no problem. So I didn't really have a steady caddy at that time. This is my first year on tour. And so, to make a long story short, we win, and Nick calls me back and says, you owe that to me. I go, okay, no problem. And after Nick won his 4th major, or his first major, I called him, I said, you know, you might not have won that major if you wouldn't have given me that spot. PGA, squeak caddy for me. Then he ran off 3 more, so I said, you owe me more than I owe you.
So winning it as an alternate must be, winning a major is an amazing thing, but winning it when you weren't meant to be in it as well must feel super special, doesn't it?
Oh, it did. I mean, the thing about it, this is where the money's so big now. I'd made $160,000 or something. And the PGA is usually one of the last tournaments of the year, except maybe a couple more.
Yeah.
I had already secured my tour card for the following season.
Yeah.
160,000, you finish about 250th on the money list now. So I was happy going in there. I was actually playing pretty good.
Yeah.
So that kind of took the pressure off of me, knowing I was going to play the tour the next year.
Absolutely.
And then when I played Crooked Stick, it was just like, what a golf course made for me.
Yeah.
The fairways were generous. The carries were generous. The thing about that place that I needed to really focus on was the par 3s, because they were all in between, 3, 4, and 5 irons, which was actually long par 3s back then.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I played them real well. But driving the ball there, it just was so perfect for my eye. I could just fly all the trouble.
Excellent.
And it made it just a very special.
It's a great victory, definitely. So one more question before we throw the questions out to the guys and girls. I've been asked to ask you about someone I actually don't know who it is, which is why I've written it down. Kerry Packer. There's a story around Kerry Packer, if you could share that.
It was around 94, we were playing the LVI, the Las Vegas tournament, and Kerry used to go there, because I used to stay, I always loved staying there, because you could just drive around the back and go right to your room. It's a very small casino, but Kerry used to go there and play, and I was playing blackjack one night. I had my table, and then Kerry and Norman, Greg, were good buddies.
Yeah.
And so I'm playing there for about an hour, hour and a half, and I actually won, like 1 out of every 50 times I actually won. So I'm seeing Kerry not too happy. So I'm going to the cage, Greg and Kerry are going up. And Kerry always had these guys that carried a lot of money with him, And anyway, I'm at the cage and I'm fixing to cash my chips in. I said, Greg, you guys go ahead. And so I'm sitting there, and me and Greg are kind of talking, and all I hear is that, I'll just write you a check for the $8 million I lost. And they go, no, we prefer cash. Not a good thing for the that's so you boys pay the cash. So Greg told me, make sure you come tomorrow night. I said, I'll be there. I'll pay me some money. I'll come back and play. So play the practice round on Wednesday or whatever, Tuesday, whatever. Go back in there, and make a long story short, I played for about probably 3 or 4 hours, and I sat and watched Kerry roll out $57 million.
Wow.
So Greg says, you got to come to the cage.
Yeah.
So I go to the cage. So Mr. Packer, would you like a check? He goes, no, I'll take cash, please. So they actually had to borrow money from other casinos to pay him. And that's now, if you've ever been to Vegas, you see the big Wynn casino, they went belly up after.
Really?
Yeah, so if you never really hear too many people break in a casino.
No, absolutely not.
Kerry Packer broke the PI.
Excellent. So questions, anyone got any questions for John? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for loads more videos. Find me on Instagram at Crossfield Mark, also on Twitter at 4golfonline. Find me on Facebook, Mark Crossfield. Thanks for watching. Post comments as always, and see you soon.